经纬雨果 Jeffrey Z。同样欢迎我们，有请我们本场的颁奖嘉宾，来自于梅赛德斯 AMG 大中华区总监汤恩伯先生。有请 Let's welcome our president to Edwards top 3 place getters from Mercedes AMG Director Mr. Tang Anbo。
这个汤马斯就是 AMG 的老大，对啊，
好的，恭喜我们的获奖车手，也感谢我们的颁奖嘉宾。接下来留给我们车手的是伤兵的时间。
对了，结束了。 群龙无首，为大家聚龙聚财。相距2019中国超级跑车锦标赛上海站收官战的现场，让我们感受盛世荣华。先生们以及正在锁定直播的各位车迷朋友们，这里是2019中国超级跑车锦标赛上海站收官战。再次感谢各位将所有的热情和激情挥洒在这样的一个赛道之中。那在这样的一个赛道当中，也让我们把目光锁定龙门架。可以看得到，要有请到我们所有的领导一次来到舞台的前方，跟大家分享一下。每一站，我觉得这个时刻是最神圣荣誉的，因为大家都知道，为了一个好的比赛，可以更好的呈现，每一位嘉宾、每一位领导都莅临了我们的所有的项目，让我们可以有一个更好的呈现，只是为了球迷朋友们能够最好的去感受赛道上车手们给我们带来的精彩表现当中。也希望呢，现场的各位喜欢车手的我们的车迷朋友们，千万不要忘记了，再一次把目光关注到现场。那此刻呢，我们多位领导已经来到了龙门架的前方，让我们把目光继续关注到前方，锁定这一环节。锁定我们这一环节当中，要接下来的时间呢，我们有请到现场的各位来宾朋友们，再次把掌声准备好，送给他们。好，接下来的时间当中呢，现场的各位来宾朋友们、女士们、先生们以及车迷朋友们，让我们还是把目光继续锁定前方，关注一下前方的每一个瞬间。那我们的几位领导呢，将会共同来到龙门架前进行合影留念，同时呢，宣布我们的比赛正式进入到开幕式环节。好的，现场的各位来宾朋友。 先生们，接下来的时间当中呢，让我们把最热烈的掌声送给我们的战士们！他们分别是中国运动联合会专职主席兼理事长何建东，欢迎您；金港股份总裁叶明清，欢迎您；上海市汽车蒙车运动协会常务副会长王勇，欢迎您；上海市汽车蒙车运动协会理事长王真勇，欢迎您；上海九市国际汽车联合会副总经理王伟，欢迎您；以及中国投资有限公司大中华区 B2C 市场部副总裁高勇，欢迎；米其林亚太赛事总监马奔，欢迎；梅赛德斯奔驰 AMG 大中华区总监汤恩伯，欢迎您 ；and of Mercedes AMG Great China Mr. Thomas Urban，let's welcome。奥迪运动亚洲客户赛车部总监马丁，欢迎您。Director of Audi Sport Customer within Asia Mr. Martin Kurn，let's welcome。保时捷亚太赛车运动部经理 Harry Kelsia， 欢迎您。宝马集团汽车运动部客户销售总监 Mr. Ron Sakisi，let's welcome。以及和生创展集团有限公司经营班子部副总裁汤宏志，欢迎您；神州优车集团宝沃汽车商务总监王军，欢迎；瑞士高级腕表品牌 Capitans 创始人、董事市场部总监 Mr. Kalis Zoike，Owner and Founder Director Marketing Director of Capitans Mr. Kalis Zoike， 以及中国瑞丽集团上海总公司董事长潘肖健。凯比丹斯亚洲区董事长何明玉，福古集团、福士集团董事长兼董事会主席高露，金港股份副董事长兼联席总裁苗立国，北京中视甲子文化发展有限公司总经理谢天。现场的各位来宾朋友、女士们、先生们，再次掌声送给他们。接下来的时间当中，我们要进行庄重的升国旗仪式。有请全场的各位观众朋友起立，请全体起立。升国旗。奏国歌。礼毕，观众请坐。接下来，让我们用热烈的掌声，有请中国汽车摩托车运动联合会专职副主席兼理事长何建东先生宣布比赛开幕。
2019中国超级跑车锦标赛上海站开幕。
好，非常感谢我们的领导，现场的各位来宾朋友、女士们、先生们。接下来呢，有请各位领导来到我们龙门架前进行合影留念，见证2019赛季 China GT 的正式起航。有请到场的媒体朋友一同记录下这难忘瞬间。让我们把目光锁定前方，有请我们的摄影老师。我们可以看到车手在赛车上有一位摄影老师面向他。好，有请前方的摄影团队稍微四散一下，谢谢。来，面向我们的摄影老师，3、2、1。好，再换一个手势啊，竖起我们国国大拇指，为我们的比赛点赞。这是我们的收官战，让我们一同见证收官战，难忘的 有请我们的各位车手做好准备，来到龙门架前方。有请各位车手向前一步。来，有请我们的各位车手向前。有请工作人员引导车手有序的来到龙门架前方进行合影留念。
亲爱的各位观众朋友们，大家中午好！秋高气爽，在我们的上汽国际赛车场呢，可以说是人声鼎沸啊，因为人潮涌动的即将进行的是 GT4组别1个小时的比拼。欢迎我们的各位观众朋友准时收看2019赛季长安 GT 中国超级跑车锦标赛的年度收官之战之最后一天的赛日。 GT4组别呢，我们一共有16辆赛车已经在我们的赛道上就绪。那同样呢，说到我们的杆位呢，是来自于3号车组的2位车手吕威和 Ilmari 获得。那除此之外呢，值得一提的就是今天我们将会从1、2、3名发车的呢，均是来自于 Phantom Pro Racing 的车手。所以呢，不知道今天我们大家最关注的焦点，一定就是我们在车手积分榜上的排名。因为车手积分榜上呢，来自于5号车组的谢安和 Alex Fontana 是以164.5分，现在是位居车手积分榜的榜首。对他们车手总冠军能够带来挑战的，不仅仅有同车队的何小乐，还有D2车队的 Will Beber 和郭国信。所以呢，今天这1个小时的比赛啊，真的是扣人心弦，只有8.5分的差距，让我们共同拭目以待。Well, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to the season finale of 2019 China GT Championship right here at Shanghai International Circuit. I'm Sophie Lee. As you can see, we have crowds building up right here, and we have children and we have adults watching for the season finale for the GT4 category. In total, we have 16 cars ready for 1 hour race, and car number 3 took the pole position. But the problem is who's going to be crowned as the champion for 2019 GT4 category. Let's just wait and see. 那今天呢，在我们的直播现场呢，还非常有幸有请到了金港股份的董事长叶明清先生，欢迎叶总 ，Welcome Jim。中间隔着一个时代的传承啊，那叶总来到我们身边，小朋友让我们一下好吗？好，来叶总。那同样呢，我们的镜头可以转到这边，叶总，我们看到了有年轻一代的到来。那 China GT 也是经历了这么多年的成长，能跟我们大家分享一下，就是未来对于 China GT 的规划是怎样的，以及今年整个赛季你见到了哪些欣喜的变化 ？What kind of changes have you discovered throughout the season, and what is the future plan for China GT?
China GT 今天是收官战 ，China GT 已经做了4年了，越来越成功，我们的未来会更美好。我们继续走一带一路，我们明年的首站还会在马来西亚的雪邦赛道，有更多的车队加入。今天就有70台 GT 车参加这个 China GT 上海收官战，向共和国新中国成立70年献礼我们 China GT 的这个未来非常好，就像中国汽车运动的未来一样。看到我前面这些小朋友了吗？他们就是未来之星，他们将会为中国的汽车运动走向世界，走向更高的台阶做出贡献。所以我对中国的汽车运动，对 China GT 的未来很有信心。
谢谢叶总，说的也非常的不错。Jim just mentioned about actually, as we can see, China GT grow faster and stronger each year for the past 4 seasons. And at the same time, as we know that next year we're also going to start our whole season in Malaysia just like this year. We will also stick to the One Belt and One Road initiative and contribute to the 70th anniversary for China. At the same time, as you can see, we have young kids just in front of us. They're the future star in China, and they're going to bring the motorsport industry into a better future. One more time, thanks, Jim. 再次感谢叶总。那接下来的时间呢，让我们通过一段视频，共同回顾一下在昨天 GT4 组别第1回合正赛的一些精彩回放。Let's cross back to a video clip that will show you the highlights from the first race yesterday. Enjoy. 位发车的3号车组吕威。吕威呢，其实之前也征战了耐力赛，那来到长安 GT 的这整年，说实话，第一次杆位，心情有没有不一样？以及已经到赛季最后了，最后一场比赛了，拿到杆位，今天从这边出发，能跟我们分享一下你整个和长安 GT 度过的一整年吗 ？Would you like to share with us your whole season with China GT, especially this is your first pole?
今年也是第3个周末在 China GT 比赛了。第一次拿到杆位，心里非常开心，但是其实也不紧张，因为我们这个周末我是和另外一个来自芬兰的车手，我们临时搭出来的组合，所以呢，我们是来这里尽量提升自己的技术，学习赛道，然后尽量帮车队拿取积分就行了。我们并没有积分上的压力，所以呢，还是希望我们的5号车和6号车能取得一个更好的成绩。
谢谢吕威。吕威 mentioned about actually today the whole race, no pressure, and especially he's very happy to have his first pole here in Shanghai, because he just wishes that collect more points for the team, as well as because leading the whole race is definitely a new experience. So good luck for his teammate car number 5 and number 6. Thank you one more time, and cross back to your guys. 转回到我们的解说间。
Thank you, Sophie, and welcome along to the Shanghai International Circuit for round 12, the final round of the 2019 China GT Championship. There we see a lovely aerial shot of this fantastic facility, 5.451 kilometers long, the Shanghai International Circuit, an FIA Grade 1 rated circuit, been on the Formula One calendar since 2004 and designed by the famous German architect Hermann Tilke, the man who's designed so many of the world's top racetracks these days. Let's have a look at this 5.451 kilometer circuit. Turns 1, 2 and 3, a very tricky complex there. We've seen lots of drivers running wide, spinning out there, very low grip at the moment, before braking hard to the right-hander at turn 6. Some useful overtaking opportunities there. The sweeping curves at 7 and 8, before the double left-hander at 9 and 10, onto a short straight, before hard braking again to the left-hander at 11, and then this long right-hander 12, 13, leading onto this huge back straight, 1.2 kilometers long, the longest straight on the China GT calendar, before hard braking down to the hairpin at turn 14. Some useful overtaking opportunities there, before coming along turn 16 and then beginning another lap of this Shanghai International Circuit. GT4 action for you this morning, and one of the interesting things today is going to be who will be crowned GT4 champion. 4 drivers still in contention for the championship: Alex Fontana and Chris Chia, Rainey Hurt and Will Bamber. And we'll go down to Sophie now on the grid.
在我身旁的是22号车组的 Will Bamber， 他现在呢和我们的车手积分榜的冠军仅有8.5分的差距，所以想问一下 Will 是不是对于这个比分，尤其最后一场比赛会很紧张 ？So Will, just 8.5 points separate you and the top driver. So just one last race. Do you feel pressure?
Nah, for me, I'm really relaxed. I'm lucky I get to see how the race unfolds, and idiot. Yeah, we're going to have some fun out there today. It's been a really nice build-up with the team. I think we've exceeded our expectations, and I think a lot of others, and got faster and faster the whole year, so it's been really cool. Teammates done an awesome job. We've had a lot of podiums, so we just need to do that again today. And yeah, we've got a different strategy to the guys in front, so I think that should play out quite interestingly. And yeah, when I hop in, the race will sort of be in its motion, and then I'll know what I need to achieve in the final stint. Go out there, have some fun, and see what happens.
Thank you so much, Will. Good luck for you. 那其实 Will 呢跟大家分享了一下，今天虽然只有8.5分的差距，但是真的没有什么压力，因为毕竟对于他来说，他和他的搭档成绩都是非常不错的。而且今天呢，由他们的绅士车手郭国信先发车，然后他作为职业车手后来居上，所以呢，可能在策略上会更胜一筹。不过呢，究竟今天的结果如何呢？让我们共同一起将现场的画面转交回解说间，让我们共同来关注接下来1个小时的终极决胜。Let's cross back to your guys, and for information, especially who's going to be crowned as the champion. Enjoy.
Well, Will Bamber sounds very relaxed ahead of the finale of the 2019 China GT season. He's one of the 4 drivers in contention for the title. He currently sits on 156 points, in 3rd in the table, so he needs to win this race, and he needs to hope that Alex Fontana and Chris Chia, who are leading the championship, finish 6th or lower, and Rainey Hurt finishes 4th or lower. Let's have a look at the grid now. Ilmari Korpivara and Liu Wei on the pole position there. Liu Wei who we heard from on the grid, will be starting before handing over to Korpivara, his Finnish teammate. Next up, it's the championship leaders, Alex Fontana and Chris Chia. Fontana, who made a barnstorming drive yesterday, winning the race after coming through the field after Chris Chia had had a bit of a moment early on. And the championship leaders start second. Third on the grid is Reini He and Yang Shi. Reini He second in the championship with 160 points. Now he needs to win, with Fontana and Chia finishing fourth or below if he is to win the title. There is confirmation in fourth place, Will Bamba and his teammate Kuo Shin. Kuo Shin will be taking over the first stint. There he is in the car, and Will Bamba the second stint. Fifth on the grid, and the first non-Mercedes car belongs to Tsai Meng Tao, the Chinese driver, who will be starting the race, and then he'll hand over to his Malaysian teammate Kenneth Lim for the second portion of the race. Next up, it's Wang Hao in the Team Master Champ BMW M4. There he is, and he has no teammate, so he'll be doing the whole race on his own. Wang Hao, one of 3 drivers in today's grid, doing the whole race on his own without the teammate. Next up, in 7th place on the grid, it's Charlie Fag, the British driver, and his teammate Dong Liang. And the Chinese driver Dong Liang will be taking over the first portion of the race before handing over to Charlie Fag. 8th on the grid, it's CJ Huang and Liu Weizhe in the number 89 FIS Team AAI BMW. Then 9th on the grid, the British driver Ross Gunn, who's starting the race, and he'll hand over to David Pun, the Chinese driver, for the second portion of the race. Ross Gunn, a professional driver in that driver pairing, so expect him to make some good gains early on in the race. 10th on the grid, Luo Kai Luo and Lei Ke, and it'll be Luo Kai Luo starting the race. Another professional driver, Luo Kai Luo, so expect him to make some early gains here at Shanghai this morning as well. 11th on the grid is Ross Gunn and David Pun's teammate Zhang Fangshuan. Another one pulling a double shift this morning. No teammate for Zhang Fangshuan, and no teammate for Lin Feng either in the 888 Team Master Champ BMW. That is Wang Hao's teammate. Lin Feng doing the whole race himself as well. 16 cars on the grid. Nice to see so many cars being represented here at the last couple of rounds of the 2019 China GT Championship. The most, or the biggest grid we've had since the season opener in Sepang in Malaysia back in March. After Sepang, we've had races in Ningbo, Shanghai in June, Qinhuangdao and Tianjin before coming back to Shanghai for this last weekend of the season. Very pleasant weather, track conditions around about the high 20s and a nice breeze outside. Nothing like the torrential conditions that we had when we were here back in June, where the conditions were so bad that in fact one of the races, round 5, was rained off early and only half points were awarded. But no danger of any rain today. Nice to see nice full grandstands as well. It was a work day yesterday in China, even though it's a Saturday. But today, it's just an ordinary Sunday. A nice festive atmosphere. We're coming off the back of China's National Day holiday, and of course celebrating the 70th anniversary of the founding of the People's Republic of China. And a very patriotic atmosphere there is indeed. A huge Chinese flag emblazoned outside in the paddock area. We had a walk around the paddock earlier, and lots of people getting involved. A very busy atmosphere and very full and lively, full of people looking forward to watching a good day's motor racing. The safety car leads the cars around on this formation lap, and you'll see the cars weaving from side to side, desperately trying to get some heat into those tyres and into those brakes as well. These cars, of course, using fully slick tyres, not like the treaded tyres that you have on your ordinary road car. These tyres designed for one purpose only, and that's for going fast around the track. But they can only do that if they're at their operating temperature. If they're too cold, if you try and go too fast or brake too hard, then you'll lock a wheel or simply spin off. And it's very important that the tyres are at their optimum temperature. This track so far this weekend been very favourable for the Mercedes cars, and in fact there you see the first 4 cars on the grid, all Mercedes AMG GT4 cars. 3 Phantom Pro Racing cars filling the top 3 spots, and then the D2 Racing Mercedes of Will Bamba and Kuo Shin, the number 22 car. There it is, the yellow and grey car just flashing through there in 4th on the grid. So the Mercedes going very well indeed here this weekend. And Alex Fontana and Chris Chia starting second on the grid, having won yesterday's race, the number 5 car. they'll have to contend with 50 kilograms of success ballast. Whereas Ilmari Korpivara and Liu Wei on pole position in the number 3 car, they'll have no such ballast to contend with, having finished outside the top 3 yesterday. Ilmari Korpivara, the Finnish driver, making his China GT debut this weekend. And he'll want to put on a good show from pole position. His teammate Liu Wei taking over the first portion of the race, and then he'll hand over to Korpivara at the mandatory pit stops. And the pit stop window opens when we are 25 minutes into this 1-hour race. There's a 10-minute pit window where all the drivers must come in and go to their pit box for a mandatory stoppage. And that's when the drivers hop out and the second drivers hop in for the second portion of the race. The safety car there leading the field around. You can see the cars at the back weaving from side to side, desperately trying to get some heat into those tyres. Interesting to see the banking on that long turn 13 just at the back of your picture there. That really helps the cars slingshot around turn 13 onto this long straight, 1.2 kilometers long. Very important to get good drive off turn 13 because this straight is so long. And fantastic opportunities for overtaking here at the hairpin into turn 14. We're approaching the end of the formation lap now. The safety car will peel off into the pits and the cars will line up 2 by 2. It's a rolling start here, so they won't pull and be stationary on their marks. They will roll along, coming around turn 16 now. Liu Wei on the left, Alex Fontana on the right. The lights are going red at the moment. If the race director is satisfied that things are as they should be, those lights will go green. And they go green, and we're racing here in Shanghai. Liu Wei on pole position on the left-hand side. Alex Fontana on the right. It looks as if Fontana might have the legs going all the way around the outside, and Fontana takes the lead. So the Swiss driver Fontana into the lead. Liu Wei into second place. Guo Xin looks as if he's up into third place from fourth on the grid. Yang Shi crowded out down to fourth as they come round now into the left-hander at turn 3. Guo Xin going very much to the inside there. No room to go inside Liu Wei, and Fontana out in the lead. They've all got through the first few corners. Nobody tripping over each other, and that's great to see. All 16 cars still in the race. Fontana still trying to warm his tyres a little bit, weaving a little bit there as one of the McLarens going up the inside of Guo Xin, and that is Charlie Fag. No, it's not. It's Dong Liang. My apologies. Dong Liang just got a little bit crossed up there. Looks as if he lost that position. Dong Liang down into 5th place. Ross Gunn coming up on the inside there in the Aston Martin. So Ross Gunn up into what looks like 5th position, 3 abreast, and Senan Fielding, look at the Ginetta going through there. Senan Fielding up into 5th place now, from down in 13th place and up now into still in 5th place. Senan Fielding in the white and purple and blue Ginetta, up from 13th on the grid. Senan Fielding up into 4th place now. Fontana still leading, and Ross Gunn going defensive there. One of the McLarens, the 868 car of Luo Kailuo, looking very racy there, and one of the Mercedes to the side. That is looks like the number 6 car of Yang Shi, crowded out there, lost a few places there. Senan Fielding now ahead of Guo Xin and up into 3rd place as they round turn 13 and go onto the back straight for the first time. Plenty of action and drama on this first lap here, but Alex Fontana still in the lead. Liu Wei still in 2nd place, Senan Fielding in 3rd, and Guo Xin challenging the Ginetta and going back through. The Mercedes has always looked very strong on that long straight. Lots of straight line speed there from the Mercedes, and he goes wide. Guo Xin goes wide, missed his braking point there, and Senan Fielding goes back through into 3rd place. So Guo Xin down into 4th. Ross Gunn looking very easy. The 2 McLarens in the mix there as well. But as they go through turn 16 and start lap 2 for the first time, there is Senan Fielding in 3rd place. Guo Xin in 4th. That is the McLaren, the 570 of Dong Liang, into 5th position, challenged by Ross Gunn in 6th place, Luo Kailuo in 7th, and Yang Shi down into 8th position. But very close racing still as they go through turn 1 for the second time. Senan Fielding still 3rd. Guo Xin still 4th. Dong Liang still in 5th place. Ross Gunn looking up the inside of Dong Liang, going very much to the inside of turn 3, the left-hander there. It looks like Ross Gunn might have the legs on Dong Liang as they come through to the hairpin at turn 6, and Rosgan has got ahead, but Dong Liang is on the inside as Kuo Shin locks up there as well. Dong Liang lives to fight another day in 5th place. Rosgan can't get by just yet, and of course he's now got Luo Kai Luo all in his rear-view mirrors as well. Very difficult when you're in Rosgan's position now, where not only are you trying to overtake the person in front of you, but you're trying to prevent the person behind you from overtaking you. You've got to attack and defend at the same time. And Kuo Shin is having to do a lot of defending at the moment because Dong Liang is all over the back of him. Kuo Shin still 4th, excuse me. Dong Liang still 5th. Rosgan still in 6th position. There is Senan Fielding opening up a little bit of a gap. It looks as if Kuo Shin holding up Dong Liang slightly there. Dong Liang going to the inside and taking Kuo Shin as they go to the left-hander at turn 11. So, Dong Liang up now into 4th place. Kuo Shin runs a little wide, and Rosgan is through into 5th position in the Aston Martin. So Rosgan up into 5th place, up the inside of Kuo Shin, who is now down into 6th position. And Dong Liang going defensive there, trying to protect his line. Rosgan is not a man who is hanging about. Rosgan, a man in a hurry at the moment, having started 9th on the grid. Is he going for a move up the inside of Dong Liang as they come down to the hairpin at turn 14? It doesn't look like it. Rosgan taking a lot of curb on the inside, his car bouncing this way and that, but Rosgan still in 5th position. Luo Kai Luo up into 6th as well, so Kuo Shin down to 7th at the moment. But as we heard from Will Bamber, his teammate on the grid, they're running a slightly different strategy. Will Bamber, the professional driver, will be taking over for the second portion of the race as Rosgan pulls out to the right-hand side. And does he take Dong Liang as they go around turn 1? They go side by side. Dong Liang still has the inside line. Can Rosgan hang it all the way around the outside for turn 2 and turn 3? No, he can't. And now Luo Kai Luo in the mix as well. But Rosgan holds that position, still in 5th place. Dong Liang still holding on to 4th as they go through the kink at turn 4. Now coming through to turn 5 before hard braking down to the right-hander at turn 6. And Rosgan is all over the back of Dong Liang, goes to the inside and takes, does he? Rosgan goes up the inside and takes 4th place from Dong Liang as they go round turn 6. So a nice clean move there. Rosgan now up into 4th position from 9th on the grid, and he'll want to make headway into Senan Fielding, who sits in 3rd place now. The two McLarens going at it, and Luo Kai Luo ahead now of Dong Liang as well. So Luo Kai Luo up into 5th position, but Dong Liang not giving up. No, Dong Liang is still there, excuse me, my apologies, but he might not be for very much longer because Luo Kai Luo looking very racy there. The two teammates want to make sure that they don't trip over each other. Just about the worst thing you can do in motor racing is to trip over your teammate and take each other out. But Dong Liang and Luo Kai Luo still on the tarmac in 5th and 6th positions respectively. Kuo Shin still maintaining a watching brief in 7th, and in 8th place is Yang Shi in the 3rd of the Phantom Pro Racing cars. The two McLarens going side by side, Dong Liang going a little wide. I wonder if this could be the moment, if Luo Kai Luo got good enough drive off the back of that last corner, but it doesn't look as if he's going to make a move there, or is he? He's moving to the inside now. The two of them go side by side. Rosgan in the front of your picture, and Luo Kai Luo goes to the inside, and does he take Dong Liang? Yes, he does. Luo Kai Luo up the inside of Dong Liang, forces Dong Liang wide. That's a little bit naughty. I'm sure Dong Liang won't like that from his teammate, but Luo Kai Luo up now into 5th position as they come round to start lap 4. Dong Liang going very wide again there, and Kuo Shin might have a run on Dong Liang here, but up at the front there, Senan Fielding now challenging Liu Wei, who's done very well to hold on to that 2nd position for this length of time. Senan Fielding taking a wider line into turn 1. There seems to be several different lines that the drivers enjoy taking into turn 1. It's a very tricky corner that you enter at high speed, and then it gets progressively tighter and tighter before you then have to switch back to the tight left-hander at turn 3, which is downhill, very difficult to see the apex as well. A very tricky few corners to negotiate as Senan Fielding climbing all over the back of the number 3 car of Liu Wei now. 52.5 minutes still to go, 7.5 minutes gone, and Liu Wei still holding on to 2nd position. Senan Fielding in 3rd place. That 55 Ginetta looks as if it's very quick through the corners, but we've seen the Mercedes so far this weekend being very good in a straight line. So it'll be an interesting battle of wits between these two, because these two cars have different characteristics. And Fielding going for a look up the inside, but not quite close enough yet. Liu Wei shuts the door, and no way through for Sen Fielding, but he's almost nudging the back of Liu Wei there. And the Chinese driver going to the inside there, going defensive. He doesn't want Sen Fielding to have a look up the inside, which the British driver was going to do there. Liu Wei goes defensive, but that compromises his exit. And I wonder if that might mean Sen Fielding can get on the inside of this long left-hander, and he has done, and they bang wheels, and Sen Fielding is out. Sen Fielding, they bang wheels, and Liu Wei spins as well. Now, Sen Fielding, I'm almost certain, is out of the race, because you can see his left rear tyre. It looks as if he's broken the suspension there, because that tyre is not at a very happy angle at all. You can see it pointing to the inside, and Sen Fielding, I think, opening his door there to get out of his car. Bitter disappointment for Sen Fielding. There he is, the British driver, out of the race. The number 3 car, Liu Wei. I don't know if he's got damage as well, or if he's simply stalled his car. I should think we may have to have a safety car now. Yes, the safety car has come out. The safety car will be out at the end of this lap. You can see the signs there. The yellow flags are waving. The SC safety car board is out. Well, bitter disappointment that for Sen Fielding and for Liu Wei, because the British driver, Sen Fielding, had carved his way up all the way from 13th on the grid up into 2nd place. And then the two of them tangled on that long 12 and 13 left-hander, or right-hander, excuse me, just leading onto the back straight. Let's see if Liu Wei, is this Liu Wei? Is this the number 3 car? Hard to see. I wonder if that was Liu Wei having just managed to get underway again. It didn't look as if there was any damage, but you can see the damage there on Sen Fielding's Ginetta. There's no way that that car's running again this morning, unfortunately. So very disappointing for Sen Fielding and for his teammate Kenny Chung. They had a problem yesterday morning in the race when Kenny Chung started from 2nd position, and then he was tagged at the first corner, ended up spinning and went way down to the back of the field. So double disappointment for Sen Fielding, Kenny Chung and the K2C Motorsports Ginetta team this weekend. A very disappointing race for them. The safety car has come out now. This will neutralise the race. And this is bad news really for Alex Fontana, who was leading the race and pulling out a bit of a gap at the front. But that gap is now completely neutralised, and as a result of that incident between Liu Wei and Sen Fielding, Ross Gunn has now made his way up into 2nd place, with Luo Kailuo in the 868 McLaren in 3rd, and Dong Liang into 4th place. Kuo Kuo Shin now in 5th position, and Yang Shi in 6th place. You can see the positions on the left-hand side of your screen there. We're on lap 5 here, just over 10 minutes, or almost exactly 11 minutes having elapsed, and 49 minutes still to go. And the safety car has come out because I would think Sen Fielding's Ginetta is beached in a rather unfortunate position. I wonder if we might just see it now coming in. Now let's see a replay here. So Sen Fielding goes up, looks as if he wants to go up the inside of Liu Wei. Liu Wei shuts the door but goes defensive here. Now Liu Wei shuts the door to go defensive, but in doing so, taking the inside line into the corner, he's compromising his exit speed. Sen Fielding goes deeper into the corner, gets much better drive. And Liu Wei goes to the inside of turn 13 and then to the outside again. Sen Fielding, and there we are. Well, I think that was a bit unfortunate, really, that Sen Fielding's car was damaged in such a way that Liu Wei must have just hit at a very unfortunate angle to break the rear suspension on that car. And let's hear more from Sophie in the pit lane now.
好，刚刚大家在这镜头当中看到事故碰撞的其中的一辆车组，55号车组钟永强，你的搭档 Senna 呢？昨天其实是你在赛场上有同样的这样一个问题，肯定心情是非常非常遗憾，而且也会觉得很，就是我可以理解你现在的心情。那能跟我们分享一下，就是整个赛季你和 China GT 的比赛的一个总结，能跟我们大家分享一下吗？
其实那个我们也准备很好，我们上个礼拜一已经在这边去练车，去准备那个车。昨天你刚才说了，我也在第一圈 T1也出现一些意外，我们在 P2的那个情况也出现意外。现在刚刚我们拿到 P2的也出现那个意外，这个是也算 race incident 嘛，也不能对某个那个队的那个什么错误不错误的问题。感觉今天天气这么好，本来应该是对我们来讲也很好的成绩，只不过刚好运气不好嘛。收官赛有这样的，觉得有点 遗憾，有点遗憾。
谢谢 Kenny， 也希望我们继续看一下，可能今天的失误，我们来年再战嘛，对吧？我们继续欣赏这一次组别比赛，好吗？谢谢。So Kenny summarizes actually they did pretty good preparation. Last week they already been here to practice the circuit, practice the car, adapt to everything. However, just like we see yesterday that the car has some accident from Kenny. Same as today. So it's a very pity and also it's a shame that cannot finish the whole race, but probably going to continue next year. Thank you one more time, Kenny. And cross back to you guys. 接下来转回到我们的解说间。
Well, very diplomatic of Kenny Chung there to say that it was a racing incident between Senan Fielding and Liu Wei. It didn't look as if there was much in the way of contact. It looked more like a light tap, but obviously hit that Ginetta at exactly the wrong angle and exactly the wrong place, and you could see the left rear wheel hanging at a very awkward angle. Obviously a problem with the rear suspension, but thankfully the marshals and the recovery crew have got that Ginetta out of the way in very quick time, and the safety car will be coming in this lap. So we've had about 5 minutes of running behind the safety car. The clock doesn't stop, incidentally, as you can see at the top of your screen. While the safety car is out, the clock still runs. We're still in the 1 hour race window. 45 minutes still to go. Alex Fontana still in the lead. Ross Gunn now in second place. Luo Kailuo in third. Dong Liang in fourth. Guo Guoxin fifth. And Yang Shi rounding out the top 6 at the moment. And the safety car comes in. We'll be back racing again. There is the red Lotus going through at the back of the picture. The number 12 car driven by Anthony Chan. That car in 13th position at the moment. And Dominic Ang, who was Anthony Chan's teammate, went very well in the first half of yesterday's race, running as high as 3rd position, having started way down the grid. So I wonder if we might see another performance like that from Dominic Ang later in the race. Certainly the 12 Lotus going very well here in Shanghai. There it is, just rounding turn 12 and 13, the long right-hander. So watch out for the number 12 Lotus in the second portion of the race. The cars and drivers all weaving from side to side, just as they did on the formation lap, because running at reduced speed, the tyre temperature starts to drop again, and it's important to get that temperature back up to racing temperature as quickly as possible. Alex Fontana now just putting a little bit of a gap between himself and the safety car to give him a nice space to put the boot into when he comes out of turn 14. He'll probably put the hammer down, and then we will go racing again once we cross the start-finish line to begin lap 7 here at Shanghai. There is Alex Fontana, and he's going for it now at full racing speed. The yellow flag's still out there because we haven't crossed the line yet, but as soon as they do cross the line, the green flags are out. We are racing again, and Ross Gunn getting very close to the back of Alex Fontana there. The British driver making a really good restart and weaving all over the back. I wonder if he's going to go for a move around the outside of turn 1. They're side by side as they come around turn 1. Fontana on the inside. Ross Gunn thinks better of it. Maybe discretion, the better part of valor just there as we start racing just on the first lap after the safety car period. Dong Liang in 4th position, holding off Guo Guoxin, who's looking very racy in 5th place there, but Fontana still in the lead. Ross Gunn in 2nd place, Luo Kailuo still in 3rd position. Those are the top 3 absolutely together with 43 minutes of racing still to go. Fontana breaks hard down into the right-hander at turn 6. Ross Gunn in 2nd place, Luo Kailuo in 3rd. A little bit of a gap developing before Dong Liang in 4th place, then Guo Guoxin in 5th, very close behind him. And in 6th place, it's still the number 6 Phantom Pro Racing Mercedes of Yang Shi. Here they go through the sweeping left-hander at turn 7 and then the right-hander at turn 8. A very tricky test of the car there, those medium speed curves, before the double left-hander at turns 9 and 10. Fontana still in the lead, holding off Ross Gunn. Don't forget, Alex Fontana has 50 kilograms of success ballast in his car that Ross Gunn and Luo Kailuo don't have any success ballast to contend with. So that may hinder him as they come around the long right-hander at turn 13 onto this very, very long back straight, 1.2 kilometers long. We've seen plenty of action at the turn 14 hairpin earlier in the week. in yesterday's racing and indeed in the support races. Plenty of action down there, and that's a favourite overtaking spot as Dong Liang going defensive there, trying to keep Guo Guoxin behind him. I think Rosgan is a bit too far behind Fontana to make a move there. You see the car just pitching to the front as they brake hard down to turn 14. All the weight gets transferred to the front as Guo Guoxin goes up the inside of Dong Liang. Has he made it through? No. Guo Guoxin making it up the inside, but in trying to outbrake Dong Liang, he's outbraked himself as well, run a little bit wide, and Dong Liang has got that position back. So Dong Liang still in 4th place, Guo Guoxin in 5th, and Yang Shi in 6th position. 4th, 5th and 6th, absolutely bumper to bumper as they go through the final couple of corners there. Fontana still very closely in front of Rosgan, the gap there less than half a second now, as we look at the battle for 4th, 5th and 6th place. Dong Liang at the head of that particular battle, Guo Guoxin in 5th place, and Yang Shi still in 6th position. This is turn 3, the very tricky downhill left-hander, very difficult to get that right, very difficult to see the apex of the corner, because it's somewhat of a blind corner because of the elevation change. As we look at the top 3, absolutely together, and then the next 3, absolutely together, and a big lock-up from Guo Guoxin there. My goodness, he's really trying hard. That's what happens if you snatch the brakes too hard. You'll end up locking the wheels like that. Guo Guoxin, in fact, did very well to get that car stopped in time and not run into the back of Dong Liang, because when you've locked your wheels like that, the car doesn't slow down as much as you want it to. And you'll end up with what are called flat spots on the tyres, where the tyre is rubbing in contact with the ground. And I wonder if Guo Guoxin, when he comes in for his pit stop in around about 5 or 10 minutes' time, if he might think about changing those tyres. We don't often see tyre changes in China GT. There is no requirement to change tyre. There is a requirement to come in and have your mandatory pit stop, but if you want, you can simply just sit there for your allotted time and then get underway again when you've stopped for your allotted time. But some of the drivers do elect to make a tyre change. We saw a few of them doing that yesterday, and I wonder if Guo Guoxin and Will Bamber in the number 22 D2 Racing Mercedes will be of a mind to do that after Guo Guoxin locked up his front tyres just there. In the meantime, at the front, it's still Alex Fontana in the lead. Rosgan still very close behind, and Luo Kailuo still in 3rd place. Meanwhile, look at this. Yang Shi going for a look up the inside of Guo Guoxin. Guo Guoxin going very deep. Has he gone too deep again, Guo Guoxin? He's gone to the outside there, but it looks as if he's kept that 5th place there. So Guo Guoxin still in 5th place. Dong Liang still ahead in 4th, and Yang Shi still in 6th position. 39 minutes of the race still to go, so the pit window opens in 4 minutes' time. Fontana still leading, Rosgan 2nd, Luo Kailuo 3rd. Fontana just over half a second ahead of Rosgan now, and Luo Kailuo a further 1.4 seconds adrift. The top 2 just starting to eke a little gap out at the front as number 3 there goes inside. That is Liu Wei going up the inside of the 49 car of Tsai Meng Tao. That is for position, that's for 8th place. So Liu Wei up into 8th place after having started in pole position. And Liu Wei, the Chinese driver, handing over to Ilmari Korpivara, the Finnish professional driver, for the 2nd portion of the race. There is Tsai Meng Tao in the 49 McLaren. Behind him, the 86 car of Matthias Peltzmann, the Austrian driver, making his China GT debut this weekend. Poor old Matthias Peltzmann didn't have a chance to drive yesterday because Lo Tse-ho, his teammate, who started yesterday's race, had to pull off, and flames coming from the back of the number 49 McLaren. I wonder if that's some sort of issue, or, well, he still seems to be going at racing speed. But certainly a very spectacular image there, the 49 McLaren, flame spitting from the back of it. As we look at the battle for the lead between Fontana and Rosgan, the Swiss driver still in the lead there, and that's exactly where he wants to be, because Fontana and his teammate Chris Chia leading the race and leading the championship at the moment. Fontana and Chris Chia only need to finish 3rd in today's race to claim the GT4 overall series title, and that is regardless of what Rainey Hurt or Will Bamber managed to do. Rainey Hurt needs to win the race with Fontana and Chia 4th or lower, and Will Bamber needs to win the race with Fontana and Chia 6th or lower, and Rainey Hurt 4th or lower if he is to win the title. So still 4 drivers in contention for the GT4 title in this final round, round 12 of the 2019 season. Fontana still in the lead. The gap now down to 3.5 seconds as Rosgan has a little look up the inside, but no way through just yet. Fontana still in the lead. Rosgan still pushing hard in second place. The British driver in the Aston Martin before he hands over to David Pun, the Chinese driver, for the second portion of the race. And Rosgan looks as if he may be quicker than Alex Fontana, but very difficult to pass. Catching is one thing in motorsport and passing is another thing entirely. Fontana is doing his best to soak up the pressure that Rosgan is putting on him. Not making any mistakes, just keeping his line, keeping things nice and tidy. And there's no need for Fontana to try to do anything stupid here, because of course he doesn't need to win the race, he just needs to finish in third. But he's concentrating at the moment on doing as good a job as he can in his stint of the race before he hands over to his teammate Chris Cheer, who incidentally is also the team boss of the Phantom Pro Racing outfit. So all the more reason to hand over his car in as good a position as possible. The Mercedes doing very well here this weekend. The Shanghai International Circuit does seem to suit the Mercedes, as Rosgan weaving a little bit under braking, desperately trying to slow his car down. This track fairly tough on brakes. There's lots of long straights followed by very hard braking zones, and that can be very tough for the drivers, especially this turn 14 hairpin after that 1.2 kilometre back straight. It can be very difficult to slow the car down in time. In this morning's support race we saw a little bit of drama there, where 2 of the drivers came to grief at turn 14. Thankfully nothing as yet in this morning's GT4 race, as Rosgan having another look, just making sure that Alex Fontana knows that he's there. Fontana running a little wide there, but still keeping hold of his first place. This Shanghai International Circuit, quite a wide track, and there are several different lines that you can take through the different courses without really compromising your lap time, and the pit window is now open, so we'll start to see the first drivers peeling off into the pit lane very soon. The top 3 electing not to do that just yet. I think the pit window hadn't quite opened by the time they went past, but there, confirmation that Fontana still leads. Rosgan in second place, now 4.8 seconds, 0.48 seconds behind, and Guo Guoxin locking up there, just desperately trying to slow his car down before the safety car, before the pit lane speed limit line. We've seen a few drivers being penalised earlier this weekend for speeding in the pit lane, so Guo Guoxin wants to make sure that he doesn't do that. And indeed, as I said earlier, the D2 Racing Mercedes team electing to change tyres there. You see the mechanics there with their wheel guns. Going to be changing tyres as Guo Guoxin gets out, and Will Bamber, his teammate, comes in for the second portion of the race. There is the number 12 Lotus, driven by Anthony Chan. That car was down in 13th place. Anthony Chan will hand over to Dominic Ang for the second portion of the race, and Dominic Ang went very well yesterday, climbing all the way up to 3rd place in the first half of the race, having started way down on the grid. So it'll be interesting to watch the Malaysian driver as he looks to do likewise here in the second half of today's race. This is the 49 McLaren of Tsai Meng Tao, and here we'll hand over to Kenneth Lim, the Malaysian driver. You can see the gull-wing doors on that McLaren, and the mechanics not changing tyres on that McLaren, but looking as if they were just checking the tyre pressures to make sure everything is as it should be. Meanwhile, at the front, it's still Alex Fontana. He hasn't come in just yet, and I don't think Alex Fontana or Rosgan or Luo Kailuo will be coming in for the next couple of laps, really. Remember, they still have a 10-minute window in which to make their pit stops. 8 minutes of that window still to go, and Fontana, Gunn and Luo Kailuo are the pro drivers in their respective driver pairings. So they will want to go as far into the race as they can, because in theory they will be quicker than the amateur drivers that they will be handing over to. And it obviously stands to reason that you want your faster driver driving the largest portion of the race. As we look at one of the Aston Martins coming in, that looked like Zhang Fang Xuan in the 619 Aston Martin, as Dominic Ang gets underway, the Malaysian driver in the Lotus. He's got a nice bit of clear track ahead of him. In fact, he's just ahead of the leaders. There is Alex Fontana leading the race, and Ross Gunn just behind him. So they will want to make sure that they don't trip over Dominic Ang. because he's 1 lap behind, but they may not reach Dominic Ang all that quickly. Dominic Ang's quite a quick driver. He's a few seconds up the road. There he is. And of course the back markers, when they are approached by the race leaders, they have an obligation to get out of the way and let the race leaders pass by without holding them up. As we look at the 570 car of Dong Liang getting out, and Charlie Fag, the British driver, his teammate, coming in. There is the number 3 car of Liu Wei, and Ilmari Korpivara, the Finnish driver, coming in for his second ever China GT appearance. His first race was yesterday, and the Finnish driver making his China GT debut this weekend. And the Phantom Pro Racing team also electing to change tyres on that number 3 car. So a few of the drivers deciding to change tyres, a few of them not doing so. Alex Fontana flashing his lights there. I wonder if that's to tell Dominic Ang that he's the race leader and let me through, please, don't hold me up. And they're coming through to this long back straight now. So if there's any good place to encounter a back marker, it's probably on this long back straight. There's plenty of time and space for the back marker to move out of the way. We'll see if Dominic Ang does do that as Ilmari Korpivara comes out of the pit lane, as does the BMW and the Aston Martin just ahead of him. So a very busy few laps. Still 5.5 minutes of the pit window to go, as the 619 Aston Martin of Zhang Fangxuan, there it is there, under investigation for pit lane speed. So Zhang Fangxuan perhaps having exceeded the pit lane speed limit. We've seen a few drivers doing that earlier this weekend. I wonder if Guo Xin managed to slow his car down in time. We saw him lock his tyres up as he was coming in for his stop, but no indication that Guo Xin has contravened any rules just yet. Also getting information that the number 3 car, that is the Phantom Pro Racing car of Liu Wei and Ilmari Korpivara, will have a drive-through penalty for overtaking before the control line. So that means Liu Wei must have overtaken somebody before the control line when the safety car peeled off into the pits. You're supposed to wait until you cross that line, which is just before the start-finish line, before you're allowed to overtake again. So Liu Wei must have overtaken before that line, as Fontana now puts a lap on Dominic Ang, and Ross Gunn will be hoping to do the same, hoping he can overtake Dominic Ang, but the Malaysian driver doesn't hold him up as he seeks, you can see him there flashing his lights just to let Dominic Ang know he's there. As that is the KTM, the 86 car. Matthias Peltzmann, the Austrian driver, hopping out, and Lotze Ho coming into the car. Lotze Ho, a very experienced campaigner in China GT racing, an amateur driver, but an experienced amateur nonetheless. As we look at the 62 car, Sébastien Mailleux, the French driver, making his China GT debut this weekend as well. He started the race and he's handing over to Robert Webb for the second portion of the race. That car, the number 62 TRC Racing Mercedes, a new entrant into China GT this weekend, as Will Bamber now in the 22 car, a new fastest lap of the race, 2 minutes 15.181. Will Bamber showing down in 7th place at the moment. There he is, the New Zealander, and he has got the 999 car of Wang Hao ahead of him, and he'll want to get past Wang Hao very quickly. Is he going to do it here as they come through the kink at turn 4? He'll be on the outside for the hairpin at turn 6, which they're approaching now. Wang Hao to the inside, Will Bamber to the outside. Will Bamber going very wide, Wang Hao going very narrow, and Will Bamber gets much better drive out of there and overtakes Wang Hao up into 6th position. So Will Bamber up now into 6th place, and he'll be setting off in hot pursuit of the leaders soon. Will Bamber needs to win this race if he's to have any realistic chance of lifting the GT4 title, and he also needs to hope that Alex Fontana and Chris Chia finish 6th or lower, and that Rainey Hope finishes 4th or lower. So now Will Bamber, for the 27.5 minutes remaining in this race, is really going to have the bit between his teeth. Here he comes, hard braking down into the left-hander at turn 11. And Zhang Fangxuan, a 619 Aston Martin, a 10-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. So bad one there for Zhang Fangxuan. Is he not slowing down enough before the pit lane speed limit line? As we look at Will Bamber now with a nice clear track ahead of him, and that's what he'll want. He'll want to really get the hammer down now as we look at the top two drivers, Alex Fontana and Ross Gunn, who've not come into the pits just yet, but I would think they'd come in on this lap because we've got less than 2 minutes of the pit window open, and the fastest lap of the race in 2 minutes 15. So in fact they will have to come in at the end of this lap for their mandatory pit stops, and let's see if they come out as quickly as they go in. Alex Fontana will be stopping for 75 seconds. Ross Gunn also stopping for 75 seconds. So Fontana handing over to Chris Chia, Ross Gunn handing over to David Pun. Both the foreign professional drivers handing over to their amateur Chinese counterparts for the second portion of the race. And let's see if the racing between these two is going to be as close in the second portion of the race as it has been in the first portion of the race. Dominic Ang still there just behind Ross Gunn. Don't forget he's 1 lap down, so that's not a fight for position. The third place man is still there, Luo Kai-Wo. He's also not come in, and he will have to come in for his stop, which will only be 71 seconds. So Luo Kai-Wo will hand over to his teammate Lei Ke. And a battle there between the 49 McLaren and the number 3 Mercedes. Ilmari Korpivara in the number 3 Mercedes, the Finnish driver, battling now with Kenneth Lim, the Malaysian driver in the McLaren, as they come down to the hairpin at turn 6. Kenneth Lim still ahead. Korpivara not quite close enough for a move there. And there, the 2 leading drivers coming in for their pit stops. Fontana in the lead, Ross Gunn in second position. Let's see, are there any tyres being changed? Yes, the Mercedes changing its tyres, the McLaren changing tyres as well. So it looks as if the Aston Martin, sorry, not the McLaren, that's the 618 Aston Martin, looks as if they're just changing the front tyres on the Aston Martin. Difficult to see what the Mercedes crew are doing, hidden behind that pillar there. It looked as if all 4 wheels and tyres were being changed on the Mercedes, on that car, but the Aston Martin, of which we're looking at the sister car now, the 619, it looked as if the Aston Martin pit crew just changing the front tyres. Of course, this track very hard on brakes, and it's the front tyres that take the most punishment when the cars are braking down slowly from top speed. And let's go down to the pit lane now and hear more from Sophie.
好，在我身旁的570号赛车的董亮，那董亮是去年的 AM 组别的 GT4 的这个年度冠军啊，有没有觉得到了赛季末，尤其是今天是最后一场比赛了，真的感觉今年的比赛比去年要难度加很多？
对的，今年从数量和对手的级别上来说，大家都有了全面的升级。然后今年不管对于每一个车队来说都是非常大的挑战，想上领奖台会更加的困难。那当然也是我们车队提升的一个动力吧，就是我们这样的话可以提升我们各方面的细节，来确保我们能够获得更好的名次。
谢谢董亮，也希望你的搭档 Charlie Fag 能表现得非常出色，赶紧去看一下现在的位置吧，好吗？Dong Liang mentioned about actually this year, no matter its quality or quantities, there will be more cars and the level of different drivers improve a lot. And they improve the car itself, the McLaren racing car. So the result seems to be a very good result. And so far, they are sitting on 3rd or 4th. So let's cross-check you guys for more information. 接下来时间就将我们现场转交回解说间，稍后呢，我们也将更多的和不同的车手来聊一聊他们刚刚在完成了第一部分比赛之后的一些状况。
Yes, Charlie Fag we saw just overtaking Wang Hao, and there is Charlie Fag now moving past the fellow McLaren, the 868 car of Lei Ke. So Charlie Fag now up into 4th position, and Wang Hao going through as well. So Lei Ke losing 2 places in almost the time it takes to say it. And now he's going to lose another one because the Mercedes, I can't see which one that is, that's the number 6 car of Rainy He, who's taken over from Yang Shi. Rainy He going up the inside as they go through turn 11. Not quite close enough, but Rainy He gets better drive on the outside there and does make it through. So Rainy He up past Lei Ke as well. Lei Ke now down into 7th position as they go through turn 12 and 13. That long back straight there. Rainy He will want to get the hammer down as well because he's only in 6th place. There is Will Bamber. He's in 3rd position now. let's see when these cars cross the line exactly what the timing screens look like. It sometimes takes a lap or so just for everything to sort itself out as Will Bamber hops over those inside curbs at turn 16, the left-hander. And there you see your top three cars absolutely together. Chris Chia still leading the race, David Punn in second place, but Will Bamber in third place now. Will Bamber, the professional driver. Don't forget Chris Chia and David Punn, the amateur driver. So Will Bamber much more experienced and catching the front two hand over fist at the moment. It's looking very good for Will Bamber at the moment. He's got 21.5 minutes to reel in David Punn and Chris Chia. And that strategy call that Will Bamber was talking about on the grid, having Kwokwo Shin, his amateur teammate, going first, and Will Bamber going second in the race, looks as if it might pay dividends, because you can see visually how close Will Bamber is getting to the back of David Punn in second place. And then before long he'll be on the back of Chris Chia. There is Chris Chia, the race leader in the Phantom Pro Racing Mercedes. And David Punn in second place in the 618 Aston Martin, having taken over from Ross Gunn. Will Bamber closing all the time. The gap 3.7 seconds as they went over the lap between Will Bamber in third place and David Punn in second, but it's much closer now. As you can see, the top three cars braking hard to the left-hander at turn 11. Look how close Will Bamber gets under braking to the back of David Punn as they go around turn 12 and now turn 13. Will Bamber going up the inside, David Punn to the outside, and Will Bamber is through into second position. So Will Bamber getting much better drive out of turn 12 onto turn 13. But David Punn not giving up just yet. Now he's in the slipstream of Will Bamber. Will Bamber knows that. He's gone defensive, trying to protect that line. This is 1.2 kilometers long, that back straight, so if you get in the slipstream, in the toe of the car in front of you, as David Punn has done then, it looks as if he's just got ahead as Chris Chia locks up slightly, but Will Bamber's got the inside line, takes a lot of curb on the inside of the hairpin at turn 14 and makes that move stick. So that was a little tougher for Will Bamber than maybe he would have liked. David Punn using the advantage of the toe down on that long back straight to edge back past Will Bamber. Oh, and a big crash, that is the 999 BMW of Wang Hao, and that is one of the Mercedes. I can't tell which one that is. It might be the number 3 of Ilmari Kopivara. That is down at the turn 14 hairpin. Let's see, here's a replay now. Oh, and that looks like a car failure there. Oh, and that's a big impact for Wang Hao, and the Mercedes there, a completely innocent bystander. That is the number 6 car, that is Rainy He, and very good to see Wang Hao getting out of that car there. Thankfully he looks as if he's totally all right, maybe a little bit winded, but very good to see Wang Hao getting out of that car, because that was a very big impact indeed, and the safety car quite rightly coming out. And there is Rainy He, you can see him, he's moving, he looks as if he's all right there, because the damage is on the other side, on the right-hand side of that car, and that car obviously left-hand drive. It looks as if Rainy He is totally all right, thank goodness for that. But the safety car is out now, and my goodness, that was a very big impact indeed for Wang Hao. Very good to see him walking away from that car, the front and back absolutely totaled. And it looked as if there was some sort of failure on the front right of that car. Wang Hao, completely a passenger, could do absolutely nothing about that. Hit the inside of the wall at turn 14 and then unfortunately collected Rainy He as well. And let's go down and hear more from Sophie, who's in the pit lane.
哇，刚刚在我们赛场上，相信所有我们的观众朋友都看到了这起事故啊。但是在我身旁的呢，是从第9位发车，然后现在在第2或第3的位置的618号车主 Ross Gunn. So Ross starting from 9th position and now coming to the 2nd or 3rd, but it's still a winner position. Would you like to share with us how intense the game today, especially as the season finale?
Yeah, it's definitely quite tense. I was really struggling to get through the pack at the start. Started P9. Got a little bit lucky to get to P2 with the incident at turn 13, I think. But yeah, from there it was a pretty good stint, to be honest, from P9 to P2. This circuit doesn't quite suit the strengths of our car. There's a lot of long corners here that I think the Mercedes is a little bit stronger in. But nevertheless, we were pretty competitive still and managed to hand the car over to David in a strong position.
Thank you so much, Ross. And just take a look at what happened so far. OK, Ross 呢也跟我们大家分享了一下，就是刚刚呢，其实因为起步是从P9位发车，他觉得整个状况是一般的，因为有13号弯处发生的这一起事故，所以有一个安全车呢也让他能够在接下来的这个比赛当中追上几位。不过因为现在呢，我们的安全车又再次出动了，所以是否会为我们的场上带来更多的悬念？尤其是我们在车手积分榜上的竞争 ，Will 驾驶的22号赛车现在在第2，而5号车组的谢安现在驾驶车组在第1，他们之间相差的在车手积分榜上的成绩只有8.5分，所以究竟会怎样呢？我们的解说员为大家带来更多的详细分享。来 cross back to your guys upstairs.
Thank you, Sophie. And Will, this safety car period is going to change the complexion of the race quite a bit now. And this is bad news, really, for Chris Chia, who is leading the race. Will Bamber in second place, because the lead that Chris Chia had will be completely neutralised. But I wonder if we're actually going to get any more running today at all. You can see we have 60 minutes of the race still to go, but there's a huge amount of debris on the track. 2 recovery vehicles there and a tractor on the circuit as well to clear away the stricken cars of Wang Hao and Rainy He. And a huge amount of debris. Here we see a replay again, and the front right, there's some sort of failure on the front right of that car, and that sends Wang Hao ploughing straight into the barriers, and unfortunately also collecting Rainy He, who is a completely innocent bystander there. And look at all the carbon fibre shards strewn all over the track there, and it's going to take a long time to clear all that away. I wonder if actually we'll get any more running at all this morning. 15.5 minutes still to go. And not only do they have to clear away the wreckage of those 2 cars, they're going to have to get all the pieces of debris and carbon fibre off the race circuit, because the last thing you want if you're racing is a piece of carbon fibre on the track, and then that can pierce your tyre and cause a puncture very easily indeed. And there did seem to be a lot of debris indeed down at the turn 14 hairpin. Well, turn 14 is a favourite spot of the drivers for overtaking. There's been a lot of action down there over the course of the weekend so far, but of course this not the sort of action that we want to see. And very good it was indeed to see Wang Hao and Rainy He stepping out of those cars and looking as if they are totally all right, and testament to the strength of these racing cars as well. Racing cars these days, not just in GT categories, but all through in all categories of motorsport, remarkably safe. Lots of safety features on the cars, and for the drivers as well. You see them with their helmets on. They also have what's called the hands device, which attaches to the helmet and goes around, drapes around the driver's shoulders, and that prevents the driver's head from moving back or forward or from side to side too much in the event of an impact. There is Rainy He. Wouldn't surprise me if he's been a little bit winded in that. It was a very hefty impact, but thankfully for Rainy He. And there is Wang Hao as well. Thankfully he looks totally all right. You can see there holding on to his helmet, and that is the hands device, the 2 prongs that go to the side of the helmet. That sits on the driver's shoulders, and that helps protect the driver's head and neck in the event of an accident like that. And nice to see the 2 of them up and about and talking. And I should think the medical staff there would want to give them a bit of a check-up just to make sure everything's okay. You can see there the marshals have done a good job in clearing away a lot of the debris, but there's still a lot offline there. The medical car still there, and a lot of the rescue equipment still there. 2 pickup trucks and a JCB there. So I don't think we'll be getting going anytime soon. Hopefully we will get some racing in before the end of the day. And Rainy He being taken away on the stretcher there. I think a lot of this is precautionary. You can see Rainy He, he's up and he's conscious and taking out his helmet, but he's obviously had quite a whack. Maybe the medical staff just being cautious there, making sure everything's okay. The safety car, the yellow flags waving there, and you can see at the turn 14 hairpin they also have the yellow and red flag. Now that means that the track is slippery. It's usually if there's some sort of oil on the track, perhaps from one of the cars, some oil having spilt from the back of one of the cars. And there you see the marshals trying to get all the debris away. That looks like a very low-tech solution, but it's obviously, sometimes the best way of actually getting rid of lots of very, very small pieces of carbon fibre and dust and debris. Simply taking the old-fashioned dustpan and brush out, and getting rid of it can be much more quick and effective than having to pick up all those little bits of debris that can get strewn across the circuit. There we are, everybody, all hands on deck, trying to get the track sorted and clean. 12 minutes of the race still to go. The clock still running, just as it did earlier in the race. The clock doesn't stop when the safety car comes out. The clock only stops if we get a red flag, and that means that the race is being halted, either temporarily or permanently. And we haven't had that just yet. If we'd had some sort of incident where the entire track was completely blocked and nobody would have been able to get by, then they perhaps would have brought out the red flag. But at the moment, just the yellow and the safety car. And let's go and hear more from Sophie.
那在我身旁的就是6号车组的，刚刚大家在视频当中看到受到事故波及的其中一辆赛车的另外一位车手杨希。杨希，你的搭档何小乐，刚刚我们也是特别替他担心，都不知道他是否就会走出来。能跟我们说一下，就是这个事故，就是从你的角度来看，是怎样发生的，以及你觉得就是整场比赛下来到目前为止，你最担心的这个你自己的发挥，或者是跟我们总结一下你的表现。
因为刚才那个事故应该是很意外的，我们可以看到是后车刹车点爆胎以后，然后失控撞墙，刚好很不巧的就撞到了小乐，因为那是在上赛最长的大直道上，所以速度是非常快的，267，所以这个撞击力是非常大的。你也可以看到这个前车的受损严重，但是刚才我们车队经理有跟乐哥沟通，他现在情况还 OK。肯定那么大的撞击力会有点碰，但是人还是没有问题的。
谢谢谢谢，我们也很高兴能听到从车队这边有这样的一个消息，谢谢你。那赶紧去看一下我们现在就是在场上的一个情况。杨希 just share with us the information he got from the team that so far the is okay. However, as you can see, because the tire is broken, then the car hit on the wall and reflect to the car number 6, which lead to the accident. Because it's the longest straight in Shanghai circuit, so the forces that put on the car is definitely very strong. It's a cross figure for all the drivers in the following up races. 那接下来的时间将我们现场转交回解说间 ，cross back to you guys.
Yes, Rainey Her very unlucky to be caught up in that. A completely innocent bystander. Obviously, Wang Hao, some sort of issue with the front left of his car, and that left him completely a passenger spinning into the wall and then collecting Rainey Her, who we saw being stretchered away. It looks as if he's perfectly all right. He was up and about and talking, but obviously had the stuffing knocked out of him a little bit. It was a very big impact with Wang Hao, but both of the drivers walking out of the car, and a lot of the safety measures purely precautionary. But thankfully, both of those drivers looking as if they are more or less perfectly okay. 9 minutes of the race still to go, and the safety car still out. And of course, this has permutations for the championship, because Rainey Her now is not going to score any points here today, which means he no longer has a chance of winning the GT4 championship title. What Rainey Her needed to finish first today, with Alex Fontana and Chris Chia finishing 4th or lower. As it is, Chris Chia currently leading the race with Will Bamber in 2nd position. So it's a 2-horse race for the title now between Chris Chia and his teammate Alex Fontana against Will Bamber in 2nd position. But of course, the longer that the safety car stays out, the better news this is for Chris Chia and Alex Fontana, because that means that the positions they are at the moment are going to stay that way for longer. Will Bamber, if we go up to racing speed, Will Bamber, it's very likely, would overtake Chris Chia fairly quickly and perhaps be set to win the race. But then he will need Chris Chia to drop down to 6th position if he is to take the overall GT4 championship title. And there's not a lot of time left in this race, under 8 minutes now. And if we can't get underway before the end of the race, before that, 7 minutes 43 seconds elapses, then the order will stay as it is, and Alex Fontana and Chris Chia will be crowned GT4 champions. So I'm sure it's not quite the way they would have wanted to be crowned champions, under a safety car period with one of their cars having been involved in an incident. But there we are. At the moment, as things stand, Fontana and Chia will take the 2019 GT4 crown in the China GT Championship. There we see the cars going round 12 and 13. No sign of the safety car coming in just yet. We'll see when they approach the hairpin just now what the situation looks like, whether the recovery team have managed to take away the stricken cars of Wang Hao and Rainy He, and whether the marshals have managed to clear all the debris off the racing line. Cars and drivers weaving from side to side again there, just as they did earlier in the race, trying to keep the temperature up in those tyres. Four retirements so far in the race, Wang Hao and Rainy He, in that incident that we saw just a few laps ago. And you can see a lot of sawdust on the track now, so obviously there must have been some sort of oil spill there from one of the cars, perhaps Wang Hao's car when he clouted the wall. And it looks as if a lot of the debris has been pushed off the racing line there, and the two cars, the two stricken cars, have been taken away, so hopefully we will be able to get going for at least a lap or two of racing as the marshals go back there to frantically try to clear away more of the debris and put more of that sawdust down to try to soak up the oil that must have spilled on the track. You can see just, well, you could see just a few minutes ago the yellow and red flag being waved, and that means that there's a slippery surface at that particular portion of the track, and that's exactly what you don't want at turn 14 when there's a heavy braking zone. You don't want to hit your brakes hard and all of a sudden discover that you're skating on an oil slick and you can't slow down. So absolutely right to take as many precautions as possible to make sure that turn 14 is as it should be. 4 retirements so far in the race. Senan Fielding and Kenny Chung after 3 laps. That incident at turn 13 where they had broken rear suspension after having contact. Then on lap 8, 89 car of CJ Huang and Liu Weiche also stopped, the BMW. And then Rainy He and Wang Hao with that incident that we saw just a few laps ago. Sophie, down to you.
62号车组 Sebastian， 他搭档 Robert Webb 呢，已经可以说是在 China GT 当中的一个老将了。不过刚刚呢，其实我在他们 P 房休息了一段时间，当 Sebastian 下来的时候，虽然排名只是第10位，但是他的心态很好，就说我已经挑战了自己最快的成绩。So Sebastian, it's a long talk because I see after you back from the car, you said, yeah, quite satisfied with your lap time because first time here in China GT, do you feel how intense this game is?
Yeah, I think it was a very good start for me. The first time I joined GT race ever. I used to race Formula car. We had a very good race to start. I think the left lane was pretty quick out, so we ended up last of the race. So we had to fight back a few places. So yeah, first time in a GT car. I think it's very nice to drive, very intense, but very good competition. And yeah, I wish to come back.
Thank you so much, Sebastian. Sebastian 和大家分享了一下这个在上海站的比赛，是他第一次来到 China GT， 也是他第一次驾驶 GT 车型。因为之前他驾驶的是方程式赛车，而同样呢，一开始的开局并不是非常顺利，但是呢，他的圈速做的是非常满意的。所以呢，整体来说，他在 China GT 的这个比赛的这个体验是非常不错。Thank you one more time and respect to your guys。转回到我们的解说间。
And I'm delighted to be able to say that the safety car is coming in this lap. So we've got 3 minutes. We'll have probably 2 laps of racing. And this is going to decide the outcome of the GT4 Championship. Remember, Chris Chia, who's leading the race at the moment, is between him and Will Bamber in second place. Now, if Will Bamber gets past and overtakes Chris Chia, and it looks as if he's going for, and David Pun going through, passing both of them on the right-hand side. Those two squabbling for position, and David Pun going up into the lead, and the McLaren into second place now, so Will Bamber down to 3rd position, Chris Chia down to 4th place. Now, if Will Bamber gets past those two and wins the race, and in fact he's got past David Pun there, Will Bamber now up into the lead, David Pun in 2nd place, and Chris Chia in 3rd place. Now, Chia needs to finish 6th. Well, he needs to finish 5th or higher. So if Chris Chia can finish 5th, and he's now down to 4th, then Will Bamber will win the championship if he can win the race, and Chris Chia is down to 6th. Chris Chia needs to finish in 5th place or higher. He's currently in 4th. So we've got 2 minutes left. Just over 2 minutes left of racing. We'll probably get another lap after this one. And the safety car restart is under investigation. Now, I wonder if David Pun and the 570 car of Charlie Fagg, I wonder if they just went a little bit too early. It did look as if they really got the drop on Will Bamber and Chris Chia. I wonder if they went too early. We'll have to wait and see. Maybe we won't know the destination of the GT4 title until after the race is finished. And there's contact there, and that is one of the McLarens. That is, which car is that? That's the 49 car. So that is Kenneth Lim. And you can see for yourself the broken left rear suspension there as the 86, the KTM goes up past Chris Chia. So Chris Chia now down into perhaps 5th position. It's very difficult to see at the moment. The timing screens haven't updated themselves yet. Dong Liang going, David Pun, sorry, going defensive there. Will Bamber in the lead. Dong Liang in 3rd place and challenging David Pun. That is Charlie Fagg, excuse me, Dong Liang's teammate Charlie Fagg going up into 2nd place. David Pun in 3rd. The 86 KTM up into 4th place as the two of them go side by side. Bang wheels a little bit. Charlie Fagg into 2nd place. David Pun up into 3rd place, and Chris Chia is in the 5th position that he needs to be in, but he cannot afford to lose any more places. Chris Chia in 5th position at the moment, and this is the last lap. So Will Bamber is leading the race. He's doing everything he needs to do. Chris Chia needs to finish in that 6th place, in 5th place, excuse me, and he's got Dominic Ang now in 6th position, coming up very quickly behind him. He took 4 seconds out of Chris Chia on that last lap. Can Dominic Ang overtake Chris Chia for 5th position? And if he does, that means Will Bamber will be the GT4 Series champion. Well, don't say we don't give you entertainment here at China GT. This is nail-biting stuff. Will Bamber still in the lead. And the question is, where is Chris Chia going to finish? Is he going to finish in that 5th place, or is Dominic Ang going to overtake? In which case, Chris Chia will be down into 6th. There is Chris Chia now coming into, well, that is the 4th place car, the 86 car of Lotsaho. That is the 4th place car. Chris Chia behind is in 5th, and Dominic Ang in the Lotus is in 6th position. Chris Chia needs to hold on to that 5th place. This is Chris Chia, the championship leader. Can he hold on to 5th place? Number 5 in position number 5 at the moment. The gap as they crossed the line was 2 seconds, but Dominic Ang closing all the time in that number 12 car, the Lotus. Dominic Ang, the Malaysian driver, as we look at the battle just behind between the McLaren and the Mercedes, but this is the battle we want to look at between Dominic Ang and Chris Chia. Chris Chia and the Mercedes having a spin there. That is the number 3 car of Ilmari Korpivara, the Finnish driver. It looks as if he's kept the engine running, but look up ahead. It looks as if Chris Chia's just kept ahead of Dominic Ang as they go through turn 11. But this is going to be the crucial moment as they come through turn 12 and 13. Where is Dominic Ang? There he is, still behind Chris Chia. Chris Chia goes defensive as... and there is that Dominic Ang in the number 12 car. That is Dominic Ang, so he's got ahead of Chris Chia. Chris Chia down into 6th position. Dominic Ang in that crucial 5th place. That won't be enough for Chris Chia. He needs to finish 5th or above as Will Bamber is leading the race. He's coming through to start, but hang on, let's have a look at this. There is Chris Chia trying to overtake, going too deep, but hang on, because look at this. The 570 and the 618 car, and that is the Dong Liang. Dong Liang in 2nd place and David Pun in 3rd place have been given a 30-second time penalty for overtaking before the control line. So, by my reckoning, that means that Chris Chia has finished in 3rd position or in 4th place, yes. Chris Chia, the timing screens have just updated. Chris Chia and Alex Fontana are the GT4 Series champions. They finished in 4th position. Well, a breathless few laps there. Will Bamber wins the race. Will Bamber and Kuo Kuo-shin take the victory. Matthias Peltzman and Lotsa Ho creeping up almost unnoticed, really, into 2nd position. Dominic Ang and Anthony Chan finishing in 3rd place. But the big news, Alex Fontana and Chris Chia finishing in 4th place and taking the 2019 China GT GT4 Series title. They finished 6th on the road, but a 30-second time penalty for the 570 McLaren and the 618 Aston Martin, which finished 2nd and 3rd on the road. They now finish down in 9th and 10th places. So that means Alex Fontana and Chris Chia, the new champions of China GT in the GT4 category. Absolutely breathless stuff here in the last few minutes at Shanghai. Exactly what we want to see, exactly what China GT should be about. Fantastic racing up and down the grid and a nail-biting title decider right in the final minutes of the final race here, round 12 of 12. And the 2019 China GT Championship. There is the 618 car of David Pun, finished 2nd on the road, but taken a 30-second time penalty for overtaking before the control line. And it certainly did look, as Will Bamber on his victory lap gets the tail out a little bit there, it looked as if Will Bamber and Chris Chia had been so focused on each other that they'd forgotten about David Pun and Dong Liang. And Charlie Fagg, excuse me, not Dong Liang, David Pun and Charlie Fagg, who overtook the two of them, but it turns out they overtook them a little bit too soon. And we're hit with a 30-second penalty for overtaking before the control line. So, by my reckoning, that means that Alex Fontana and Chris Chia finish top of the GT4 category. Will Bamber finishes in 2nd place, and poor old Rainy He, who was taken out by the stricken car of Wang Hao earlier in the race. Rainy He finishes in 3rd place as the cars all filing round now into Parc Fermé. And I can't wait to hear what the drivers are going to say after this race, because that was quite an eventful race, lots of action up and down the field. And in the last few minutes, I wonder if Will Bamber and Chris Chia even know that they finished 2nd and 1st in the championship, because all of that happened very quickly at the end. There is Lo Tzu finishing in 2nd place, Dominic Ang finishing in 3rd place, and Will Bamber will peel off and fill that middle spot there, just waiting for the New Zealander to come by there. There is Lo Tzu and Matthias Peltzmann. Peltzmann, the Austrian driver, finishing 2nd in his 2nd ever China GT race. The first race yesterday sadly ended in a DNF for Peltzmann and Lo Tzu after they had to pull off, but a much better showing today. 2nd place, and Will Bamber enjoying himself there with a few celebratory donuts. Of course, this the final race of the 2019 China GT season, so it's less important to keep the car in good nick for the following race, because they've got the whole winter to rest and recuperate and come back for another series of China GT racing starting next March in Malaysia, in Sepang. Will Bamber clearly enjoying himself. I'm not sure if he knows that he's not won the GT4 title yet. There he is. He certainly knows that he's won the race, and we'll be looking forward to hearing from him shortly. But a very good drive from Will Bamber, that contra strategy that they went on with the pro driver electing to drive 2nd. Clearly working a treat. Will Bamber steps out of his car. He'll be greeted by his teammate. There he is, Will Bamber's teammate Kuo Kuo Shin. Very happy with themselves. And, well, why not? Onto the roof, celebrating with the team, the mechanics, the engineers, and everybody there. It's very much a team sport, motor racing. It may be just the driver in the car for the hour of racing, but there's a whole team of mechanics, engineers, team bosses, sponsors, and everybody else involved in the running of a GT operation. Very much a team sport here. That is Lo Tzu and Matthias Peltzmann receiving the congratulations of mechanics, Welsh and team bosses there. They finished 2nd in the race, a very good result from them, especially starting so low on the grid. 17th on the grid, Lo Tzu and Peltzmann, but they've crept up almost unnoticed, managed to survive all the carnage and finish on the podium in 2nd place, as Will Bamber and Kuo Kuo Shin receiving more handshakes, high fives and back slaps there. Confirmation of the result then, Will Bamber and Kuo Kuo Shin winning the race, Matthias Peltzmann and Lo Tzu in 2nd place, Dominic Ang and Anthony Chan taking 3rd position, Alex Fontana and Chris Chia ultimately finishing in 4th place, and with it, the GT4 Championship winners. 5th place, Luo Kailuo and his teammate Lei Ke in the 868 car. In 6th position, the 888 car of Lin Feng, who we didn't see too much of, but finishing in 6th place. 7th, Sebastian Mayer and Robert Webb. 8th, Ilmari Korpiva and Liu Wei, after having a little spin in the latter stages of the race. 9th and 10th, Charlie Fag and his teammate Dong Liang, and Ross Gunn and David Pun after their penalty late on in the race. And Sophie, down to you now.
祝贺在我身旁22号车组的2位车手 Will Bamber 以及郭国信获得了我们全年最后一场 GT4 组别的比赛的冠军。Congratulations for both of you. Enjoy your time. At the same time, starting from Will, I wanted to give you 10 points on your pressure endurance. Would you like to share with us how did you do that, especially talk about your stint and the whole season, just like you said, fight for the champion?
Yeah, I mean, it's been an amazing year with G2. We started off city and just kept chipping away and joined Guo and Shougang, and we sort of just started to become a good relationship and a good team. And yeah, it's been amazing. The guys keep getting better and better, which is the most important thing. And pace gets better. Yeah, and just then it was just a pleasure to drive in that in my stint. Guo did all the work. It was some good tough battles there and kept it clean. And then yeah, I had a rocket ship. So I decided to bring it home. Hope everyone's okay from the crash there. That was pretty scary. So yeah, luckily we got green again and was able to have some fun towards the end. So pretty hectic, but awesome year.
Thank you so much, Will. Will 呢，跟大家分享了一下整个赛季和 D2 车队拥有了一段非常棒的 China GT 的体验，而且搭档了郭国信如此优秀的车手。尤其是今天在比赛过程当中，真的是跌宕起伏，让人扣人心弦的各种环节。不过呢，也希望刚刚在事故当中的车手们能够非常的安全。也再次祝贺 Will, congratulations to you. 国信，今天我们的策略，你先发车，你的其实出场的这个位次是非常不错的，但是因为其他都是 Pro 先，所以可能你自己会被赶超。当时心里有没有很慌？你今天整场比赛过程当中，心里最担心、最提心吊胆的是哪一个时候？
其实我最担心的是后面的车来，然后我车队有告诉我说后面的车都是 Pro 的，叫我先让他们先过，保持安全的距离。然后我想说安全的把车带回来，交给 Lambo， 然后我们真的很高兴这次能得到最后一场的冠军。 然后 Lambo 也可能争夺一下车手总冠军，谢谢。
谢谢国信。国信 also summarizes his game with China GT the whole season, especially for today, as you can see, because there are lots of professional drivers just behind him, and the team just gave his direction, just keep a very safe distance away from those professional cars and just safely turn the car to Will, and Will gonna handle everything. Yes, indeed, and Will did a fantastic job at the end. Thanks to D2 and thanks Will. Congratulations for both of you. It's definitely a perfect end for the whole season, right? Enjoy the victory. And cross back to you guys. 转回到我们的解说间。
Well, Will Bamber may have lost the championship at the last gasp to Chris Chia and Alex Fontana by just 2.5 points, but nevertheless, been a very good season for the New Zealand driver and a very consummate drive to victory today at the Shanghai International Circuit. Nice to hear him make mention of the incident late on in the race as well. The two drivers involved, Rainy He and Wang Hao, thankfully walking away from what was a very nasty-looking crash. And testament to the strength of these China GT, GT4 cars. Let's go back down and hear more from Sophie now.
同样在这里要非常祝贺的就是经过了如此激烈的厮杀之后，获得了我们整个年度 China GT GT4 组别的年度冠军的车手谢安。你的队友虽然现在还没有来到这里，但是先对你进行一番采访吧。你作为最后一棒，面对的是如此众多的挑战，你知道队友出了碰撞，也知道其他有事故。我相信你的心情，跟我们说一下，昨天你休息的好吗？以及今天整场比赛你一个心情的调试和比赛的发挥。
对我感觉确实挺奇怪的。每一次我们第一回合取得了一场艰难的胜利后，我总觉得第二回合应该会很简单的时候，结果就会出一些我意想不到的事情。然后包括这个吕威和其他车的碰撞，然后我们另外2台赛车发生碰撞，然后正当我领跑比较好的一个节奏的时候，出动了一个安全车，然后我看到我的队友在直路尾发生了个非常严重的事故，然后碎片都在地上。 我已经尽量的去避开这个碎片了，但是还是压到了那碎片，以至于在安全车离场以后，我的后胎有一些漏气，所以我在弯里面没有办法控制我的赛车，我就从第一的位置一路往后掉。不过还好，最后守住了这个第4名的位置，获得了足够的积分，赢下今年的总冠军。
那再说一下，因为毕竟是年度车手总冠军了，我相信你有很多想感谢的人，因为其实知道你夺冠之路不易，尤其是作为一支全新的车队，能跟我们说一下你此时最想感谢人？
确实这个赛季对我们来说非常非常难，因为一支新车队，然后我也是离开赛场13年，重新回到赛道上。从第一站包揽冠亚军，然后开了个好头。赛季过程中，我们经历了安全车不合时宜的出动，2次爆胎，2次撞车，所以这个厄运缠身。但是很高兴在最后这一站，这个幸运女神最后还是站在了我们这一边。然后今年能够获得总冠军，我觉得要感谢的很多。第一，我要感谢一下我的赞助商，这个 MGM 还有这个 AMG 汽车，然后。感谢他们一个赛季对我们的支持。另外这个车队我们有50多名员工在每个周末他们都在自己的岗位上尽了自己的全力来帮助我们。然后最后我觉得才是车手的发挥，也非常感谢 Alex 今年一个赛季对我的帮助以及这个如此非常完美的一个表现。然后明年我和 Alex 会继续搭档，然后参加 GT3 组别的赛事，然后也请大家继续保持对魅影体育、魅影赛车以及我和 Alex 这个车组的关注。
好，非常感谢谢安。Xian once again summarizes the whole game today, especially during today. He took his stint in a really tough way because at the last half of the races, his teammate got hit at also there are debris on the track. So his car hit on the debris and the car has some tire pressure problem. But all in all, the whole season, as the champion for the season, he wanted to thanks to his sponsors as well as his all teammates and also all the staff in the team, include more than 50 staffs, and also his teammate Alex. Alex, emotional moment, especially. I know you're very nervous at that moment. I even don't have the rush to take an interview with you. Would you like to say what you wanted to say to Chris as well as to the whole team at this moment?
Well, first of all, I'm happy to see that Rainy, our teammate of car 6, is doing fine. Obviously, he has some pain, but it was conscious and he said it was quite okay. So this is the main thing because the crash was very heavy and I hope also the BMW driver feels okay. And second of all, we had a very exciting season and congrats to the D2 team and drivers because they were really great rivals and opponents during all the season. And Chris has matured more and more all through the year. And he went faster and faster, and he also worked on his issues that sometimes in the restart in safety car were a bit more difficult for him, that he didn't made many races in the past years, actually not at all. So he did a really fantastic job, and I think the title is very well deserved for the whole team, Phantom Pro Racing. That is a new team, and the mechanics and the engineers and everyone involved worked really hard to make this happen. So I'm very happy that we finished on a positive note.
Thank you so much, Alex. 总结来说呢 ，Alex 跟大家分享了一下，其实首先要跟大家分享的是他们同队的6号车组，大家可以看到在碰撞当中的何小乐呢，那目前为止呢是整个人是 OK 的，没有太大的问题。除此之外呢，整场比赛他真的被谢安的表现所真的是惊艳，因为谢安真的是没有遇到过如此强劲的后方的攻击和攻势，所以今天。其实这个冠军不仅是 Alex 的，更是谢安的，更是整个团队的。Thank you one more time. Enjoy the overall victory. And Chris back to your guys. 转回到我们的解说间，稍后为大家带来的是我们的颁奖仪式。Coming soon is our awarding ceremony.
Well, Chris Cheer looked as if he was blowing pretty hard towards the beginning of that interview with Sophie, and he was certainly trying his best to finish in that 5th position that he needed. Well, it's been a fantastic morning's racing, and let's have a look at some of the highlights.
Hello， 正在锁定直播的各位网友朋友，还有赛事的各位这个车迷朋友们，大家好，欢迎来到2019中国超级跑车锦标赛上海站收官战的现场，我是主持人景德航回到我们的颁奖环节，接下来的时间当中呢，我们就要给大家带来我们 GT4 组别的颁奖。虽然刚才的比赛有很多小插曲，但我相信奖项依旧精彩。Now, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podium cycle of GT4 Class of China GT Championship 2019 in Shanghai。下面的时间，我们首先来揭晓的是车队冠军，就是 Phantom Pro Racing， 掌声有请。
The winning team goes to Phantom Pro Racing. Congratulations！
同样的，现场的朋友们，让我们用热烈的掌声揭晓组别前3，第3就是来自于 Top Gun GT 12号 Dominic An 以及 Anthony Chan。The
second runner-up goes to Top Gun GT Dominic Ang and Anthony Chan。
让我们掌声有请他们！哇，有请来自于 Top Gun GT 的 Dominic An 和 Anthony Chan。接下来揭晓第2号，第2号就是 Extreme Motorsports 86号的 Matthias 和卢思豪。
The first runner-up goes to Extreme Motorsports Matthias Pelsman 和卢思豪。
那么第1号当然就是来自于 D2 车队22号的 Will Bambo 以及郭国信。
The champion goes to D2 Will Bambo and 郭国信。
让我们掌声欢迎他们。同样呢，我们要有请颁奖嘉宾莅临现场，米其林亚太赛事总监马奔。
Let's welcome our presenter Ma Ben, Michelin Asia Pacific Motorsport Director, to award the place getters.
是的，有请我们的马奔先生为3、2、1名进行颁奖。感谢我们车手在赛道当中不顾风险、不顾千难万险走出来的这样的一个成绩赛出来的成绩非常的好。也感谢你们给我们带来了这么精彩的比赛，赛事很精彩。也感谢到场的每一位车迷朋友们。然后我们拿起我们的奖杯。看到我们的马奔先生和获奖的车手依次握手，对于他们在赛道上的努力得到了一种认可。好，我们拿到我们的奖杯，举起我们的奖杯来。好，我们站在一起来 ，Let's take a photo together， 掌声送给他们。哇，恭喜你们，太棒了！接下来的时间呢，就是属于你们的香槟时间，打开香槟 ，It's 香槟 time。每位车手，你们都是最棒的。正是因为你们的经验表现，给我们点亮了这样的一个舞台。同样提醒我们正在锁定直播还有在现场的朋友们，您不仅仅是可以参与到其中的这个环节当中，更要去了解一下我们的更多的品牌，更多的关注。是的，车手们在比赛之中全力以赴，有的时候呢总会出现这样或那样的小意外，但是那些小插曲并不妨碍着他们为我们带来经典的赛事比赛。好，接下来的时间带来我们 PA 组前3的介绍。首先呢，介绍3号，当然就是来自于 Phantom Pro Racing 5号的 Alex Fontana 谢恩。
The second runner-up goes to Phantom Pro Racing Alex Fontana 的谢恩。
那么第2号呢，就是来自 Top Gun GT 12号的 Dominic An 和 Anthony Chan。
The first runner-up goes to Top Gun GT Dominic Ang and Anthony Chan。
掌声有请 Dominic An、Anthony Chan 来到现场。那么揭晓我们的1号，自然是D2 车队22号的 Will Bambo 郭国信。
The The champion goes to D2, Will Bam and 郭国信。
让我们掌声有请他们，同样有请我们的颁奖嘉宾梅赛德斯 AMG 大中华区总监唐恩博。
Let's welcome our presenter, Mr. Thomas out of Mercedes AMG Greater China to award the top 3 getters.
Let's welcome。下面的时间呢，有请唐恩博先生为获奖的3、2、1进行依次颁奖。他们将会得到最好的鼓励，那就是来自于我们正在锁定直播以及线上的球迷、所有车迷们的鼓励。朋友们，让我们掌声送给他们。好，拿到我们的奖杯，我们准备好，哇！一起合张影，记录下这个难忘的瞬间。这一点滴是你们一路心路历程的总结，正是你们每一场比赛全力以赴的付出，才让我们有了这样的比赛。哦，来 ，Let's take a photo together。好，下面的时间就属于你们的香槟时间了。哎 ，Champion time！Let's have a party！这真的是太疯狂了！哦，香槟四射，给我们带来的是更多的激情。你们心动吗？我们相信他们将在未来的赛道当中释放出更多的如果你也想跟我一样近距离去体验一下子我们车手他们将自己的青春、将自己的热情挥洒的瞬间，那么一定千万不要错过。好，谢谢，感谢我们的车手们，再次掌声送给他们，谢谢你们，请回。哇 ，Number One。好，车手们非常的开心啊，纪念一下这个舞台。有的时候呢，难忘的瞬间总是这么的短暂。但是我们最后的时间当中也会继续给大家带来，千万也不要忘记了。没错，接下来的时间我们要进入到的是绅士组别的前3，但是在此之前一定要希望正在锁定直播的你，如果你想跟我一样近距离去观看，千万不要错过现场的直播。来，接下来揭晓绅士组别的前3，第3就是来自于 TRC 车队62号 Sebastian 以及 Robert。The
second up goes to TRC, Sebastian Melix and Robert Webb。
让我们掌声有请他们 ，Let's welcome。那第2名呢，自然是来自于 Team Master Champ 888号的林立峰。
The first runner-up goes to Team Master Champ 林立峰。
那么1号呢，就是 Extreme Motorsports 86号的马塞尔斯和卢斯豪。
The champion goes to Extreme Motorsports Matthias Pelsman 和卢斯豪。
那么再次有请到的是我们的颁奖嘉宾，和生创展集团有限公司经营班子副总裁唐宏志。
Let's welcome our presenter, Hobson Top Development Holdings Limited Business Management Group provides to award the top 3 skaters.
让我们掌声有请唐宏志先生为我们的3、2、1依次进行颁奖。感谢每一位车手在赛场上为我们带来的奋斗的努力、拼搏的汗水、激情的四射。没错，正是你们陈念酝酿出来的这种能量，给我们呈现出来了这么精彩的视觉饕餮盛宴。去问球球，是不是这面结束了？好，接下来就属于你们的香槟时刻了。每一次我看到了我们的很多的工作人员都已经跑掉了，这一刻呢，让我们一起来接受他们积攒已久的荷尔蒙，积攒已久的热情，积攒已久的对于赛车车迷朋友们的喜爱。朋友们，掌声！呜，谢谢。好，非常感谢我们的车手。无论是绅士组还是 AA 组啊，其实在这次组别当中，我们可以看到他们一往直前，一直以努力给我们带来的这样的惊艳的表现。也希望大家呢千万是不要错过。后面我们还有 GT3、GTC 以及我们的单一圈速啊，还有我们的 Real 比赛，希望大家千万不要错过。比赛就是这么的精彩。那除了各大赛事以外呢，也希望大家千万不要忘记了继续关注到我们的现场，关注我们每一个经典的瞬间。好，接下来交到这前方。
好，在这里祝贺我们所有在 GT4组别经过激烈角逐之后站上领奖台的所有车手们。那同样呢，我们稍后20分钟后呢，即将为大家精彩呈现的是 GT3和 GTC 2个组别的比拼，希望大家届时锁定我们的直播，稍后呢为你带来我们全年的最后一场比赛。Okay, ladies and gentlemen, congratulations for all the drivers standing on the podium for GT4 category. You can feel how intense the game is here today. And just in 20 minutes, we're gonna show you the last race of the whole season, which is all about the GT3 and GTC category. Stay tuned with us. See you later.